The key vocabulary word in section 2.1 is divisible. Divisible basically means it goes in two. So we have some simple tests that we have some rules here for to check to see if a number is divisible by these numbers here. So there are some rules. I would copy these down and put them in your notes because you're going to use them a lot in the next few sections. So kind of memorize these. The more you memorize them, the faster things will go for you. So here are how the tests and here the rules are. So if 2 goes in to a number, the number has to be even. So that means it's going to be 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. Okay, the even number. So if it ends in a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, it's going to work out okay. 2 is going to go in. See, if 3 goes in the test, the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. So let's say the number is 21. This is a digit, this is a digit. 2 and 1 is equal to 3. 3 goes into 3, therefore 3 goes into 21. Let's say the number is 121. This is a digit, that's a digit, that's a digit. So we have 1 and 2 is 3, 4. 3 does not go into 121 because it doesn't go into the sum of the digits, which is 4. Okay, the check for 4 is the number has to be even. So if 2 doesn't go in, I don't even need to check 4. And then 4 goes into the last two numbers. So an example of that might be 120. So the last two digits is 20. I don't need to worry about what's in front, but the last two digits is 20. Does 4 go into 20 evenly? The answer is yes, therefore 4 goes into the entire number. So we check, does it go into the last two digits? Also a little extra caveat, if the numbers end in double zero, such as 100, it automatically will go in. All right? Number 5. The rule for 5 is it ends in either a 5 or a 0. 5, 10, 15, 20, that type of a deal. The rule for 6, we probably have already checked, so we really don't have to do any additional work for 6. We just have to see, does it meet the rules for 2 and does it meet the rules for 3? If it meets the rules for both of those, then 6 goes in. If it only meets for 1, then it doesn't. There's no good rule for 7, so we just kind of skip that. We can do it on our calculator if that's what the book asks us to check on. There is one, but it's kind of complicated, so we just kind of skip it in most math circles.
What?
Number 8. First off, they have to check, does 2 and 4 both go in? If they don't, I don't even need to check 8. And then the second part is 8 has to go into the last three numbers. So if I have 1,120, does 8 go into the 120? And it does, therefore 8 will go into 1,120. 9, sum of the digits divisible by 9. Again, it's that same type of a 3 rule. So in here, we'll use this number again, 1, 1, and 2, total up to 4. 9 doesn't go into 4, therefore 9 doesn't go in to 1,120. And then we check to see if 10 goes in, does the number end in 0? Best case it does, therefore 10 goes in. So let's take a couple of homework problems and just kind of see how this works. So on number 1, they give us the number of 37, and they're asking, does 2 go in? Well, is this number even? Even numbers, remember, end up in 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. Well, that's no. Therefore, 2 doesn't go in to that number. Let's look at number 4. The number there is 75. Is this number even? No. It ends in a 5. Okay. Let's look at number 5. The number is 48. Yes, it's an even number. It ends in an 8. So this would be a yes. 75 is a no for the number 2. Okay, then they're asking, does the number 5 go into these numbers? Now let's use these same ones as an example. Okay, remember to check to see if 5 goes in. We check to see does it end in a 5 or a 0. 37 does not end in a 5 or a 0, so that would be no for 5. 75 does end in a 5 or a 0, so that would be a yes for 5. And then 48 does not end in a 5 or a 0, so that would be a no for 5. Then they ask, does 3 go into these numbers? So let's again use the same numbers. Sum of the digits, remember the rule is sum of the digits divisible by 3. Well, 3 and 7 is 10. 3 doesn't go into 10, so 3 does not go into 37. Let's look at 75. Well, 7 and 5 add up to 12. 3 will go into 12, therefore 3 goes into 75. 3 times 25 would be our factors there. And then let's check 48. So 4 and 8 are 12 for some of our digits. 3 goes into 12, therefore 3 will go in evenly into 48. So let's check a bigger number, such as problem number 19. I have 1,290, and we're supposed to check to see if 3, 2, 3, and 5 go in. Okay, so let's check off. Is the number even? Yes, therefore 2 will go in. Sum of the digits. I have 2, 1, and 9. 2, 1, and 9, so that sum of the digits is 12. 3 goes into 12, therefore 3 goes into that whole number. They're not asking me to solve it, they're just asking me to check to see if it's divisible by that number. And last, they're wanting us to check 5. The rule for 5, it ends in a 5 or a 0. It ends in a 0, therefore 5 goes into that whole number. Let's do another check here. Let's do problem number 23. The number is 7535. Okay, is it even? Nope, doesn't end in a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So it's no for 2, nothing there. Let's do the sum of the digits. I have 12, 3 is 15, and 5 is 20. 3 doesn't go into 20. Therefore, 3 doesn't go into this whole number. And our last check then, does it enter in 5 or a 0? Well, it doesn't enter in 5, so the only one of those three numbers that goes into 7,535 is just 5. So we're moving down the page in Objective 2. We're going to add 6 and 9 for our divisibility tests. So problem number 29 has 114. So we're going to check 6 and 9. All right? So, first off, the rule for 6 says it has to meet the rules for 2 and 3. So is it even? Yes, so we keep going. Sum of the digits, 1, 1, and 4 gives me 6. 3 goes into 6, therefore 3 goes in. It was even, therefore 6 went into our problem. 9, sum of the digits, divisible by 9. Well, they only added up to 6, so 9 won't go into 6. So 6 is the only one of those two numbers that will go in evenly into 114. Okay, let's check another number. Let's do 51. Okay, is it even? Says we're checking 6. No, I don't even need to check the rest, because if it isn't even, I don't need to check 3 to see if it goes in, because it has to have both. So 6 is out already. Sum of the digits. 3, 5, and 1 are 9. 9 will go into 9, therefore 9 will go into 351 evenly. Okay, let's take a big number. Let me just pick a number. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 5, 0. Okay, and we're going to check all of these to just kind of practice our divisibility rules. So our number is 12,350, and we're going to check to see if all of these will go in. Well, first off, is the number even? Yes, therefore 2 will go in. Sum of the digits. 5 and 3 are 8, 2 is 10, 1 is 11. Nope, 3 won't go into 11, therefore 3 doesn't go in. 4 has to be even, it is, so we're going to check the last two digits. Does 4 go into 50 evenly? No, it'll go into 40, but it won't go into 50, therefore 4 doesn't go into this entire number evenly. 5 doesn't enter a 5 or a 0. Ends in a 0, therefore 5 will go in. 6, 2, and 3 had to be on the list. I don't have 3, therefore 6 doesn't go. 8 meets the rules for 2 and 4. I have 2, but I don't have 4, so 8's not going to go in. Sum of the digits divisible by 9. Sum of the digits was 11. 9 doesn't go into 11, therefore 9 won't go in. And then for 10, does it end in a 0? Yes. So out of our whole list here, the only three numbers that went into 12,350 were 2, 5, and 10. We can do that for any of the numbers on our list. So as you're going through the homework problem, just simply go nice and slow, use your rules. Again, I would probably copy these and put those in your notes so you have them, because you're going to be seeing them again.